children at play, the joy they share, the moments when the challenges of life are put aside. For the students at Eaton Academy, there is a lot to do, whether it be a flag football game for high schoolers or a basketball shoot-around for the young ones on the Eaton Academy sport court, a group of Eaton teenagers having a blast at the local bowling alley, or hoping the light bulbs go off during an experiment in Eaton's science lab. Eaton Academy in Roswell, Georgia is a wonderful place, both inside and outside of the classroom. Students at Eaton learn differently. In fact, students at every school in America learn differently. But at Eaton, they are actually taught differently.
Eaton Academy serves students who benefit from a more customized model of education specifically designed to meet their personal needs. When we're talking about their personal needs, we're talking about academic, emotional, physical, and social. All of those things are addressed on a daily basis at Eaton Academy in the most customized, flexible way that we can deliver their education.
We first reported on Eaton Academy back in 2007. We were amazed at what we saw. Children and their parents' lives transformed because they had found Eaton. There was Mitchell, who hated school until his mother found Eaton. At Eaton, Mitchell took some classes one-on-one with a great teacher. He graduated and has done well ever since.
Making the decision to go to Eaton has brought our family back to a family. We're all together again. He's succeeding, he's happy, he's smiling. They have changed our life, and it's a decision that, I just can't thank God enough for sending us there.
There are so many fascinating stories at Eaton Academy. Eric is an Eaton sophomore. He's a great ice hockey player who's on track for a career in the NHL. He needs a customized program to help him handle his academic and hockey schedule. He's thrilled that his parents found Eaton.
I've developed better study habits and being more attentive to learning as opposed to my other school, as opposed to, say, being the kid who just sits in the back.
Alex's story is incredible. He was a smiley fifth grader at Eaton when we first met him back in 2007. With an IQ above genius and an autism diagnosis, he was bored to tears at his traditional school. His parents found Eaton. Alex thrived in the mentor room, learning one-on-one.
He needed to be able to move at his own pace, which is what the mentor room allowed him to do.
Alex moved all right. He graduated from Eaton at 13 years old and went on to North Georgia College to ease into his next chapter. This is Alex today. When we met him, he was a 15-year-old junior engineering student at Georgia Tech. He started at Tech at 14.
We left North Georgia with a 3.8, 3.9 average. And since he's been at Tech, he should come out with straight A's this year.
A lot has happened in Alex's life since his days at Eaton, but he credits Eaton with preparing him for quite an academic ride.
I had just an individual teacher instead of just someone who just lectures the class and all that. So basically, I got the attention that I needed to proceed.
He did. Alex graduated from Georgia Tech with honors in 2016, a happy young man with a bright future. Eaton has a very low overall student-to-teacher ratio, 5-to-1. Think about that. How would your child do if there were only a handful of kids in that room? Though the very small class sizes have not expanded at Eaton, the school has. In 2016, Eaton added an entire floor, a lot of square footage, many new rooms. Eaton now has an elementary, a middle, and a high school on separate floors on Eaton's expanded, beautiful campus in Roswell, Georgia.
Elementary is K through 5, and middle is 6th through 8th graders. The K through 5 program is designed to focus on the fundamentals of learning. We do traditional math in that class, basic writing. The middle school, we're working on them getting ready for high school. We're teaching study skills such as taking Cornell notes, learning how to write Cornell notes. We're teaching them independence. We're teaching them to take their writing one step further. They've learned the basics, they've learned the fundamentals. Now we're going to take them into writing a paper.
Benjamin is an Eaton senior. We found him tearing up a flag football game, and the next day in a high school level calculus class with 2 other students and a teacher. Like most kids, Benjamin is better at some subjects than others, and that is why Eaton's very individualized program works so well for him.
The flexibility was very important for us because what we've seen is that although the teachers are moving the classes along as a group together, all the kids together, they will let him enrich his curriculum on the side.
We make the program fit the child. We don't make the child fit into a particular program.
Whatever we have to do, the curriculum will work for that child. We want your child to be successful. That is what we're all about here at Eaton Academy, making your child successful.
It's a person, place, or thing.
Your child will never be labeled at Eaton Academy. There are no labels here. There are all kinds of students at Eaton, some with learning challenges, others who are academically advanced or have athletic or arts schedules that simply conflict with a traditional school day.
We've always been a school that's focused on students who would benefit from a more customized model of education. We have never once ever labeled anybody, and we refuse to go down that path. What we try and do is take the child where the child is, address their needs, provide a customized program, whether that's for a student with a learning disability, or a student who wants to learn virtually, or a student who is coming from another country, or a student who has been bullied. It doesn't really matter. As long as they need a customized approach to education and can benefit from that customized approach to education, Eaton Academy is the school for them.
When Bridget Eaton Partalis and Brian Eitvlut started Eaton Academy over 20 years ago, they vowed to create a school that would be different and would evolve with the needs of the families whose lives would be so affected by coming to Eaton.
It seemed over years that parents would come to us with different ideas and questions of could we serve their child in this format, or could we design a program that would be specific for that child. And Bridget and I would sit down with our staff and discuss that. And if we felt that we could modify existing program, we would do that for the parents to meet that parent's request. And oftentimes what we found is that parent's request was also the request of somebody else. And very quickly what had been 1 or 2 programs for us has morphed into 4 or 5 different programs, each one with a different approach to meet the needs of the individual student.
You simply will not find a school like Eaton anywhere. Aside from the individualized, customized college preparatory education of every Eaton student, there are so many very compelling and highly specialized programs at Eaton, from kindergarten through postgraduate. Eaton can help children anywhere in the world learn at Eaton virtually. Eaton students can attend classes 5 days a week or visit the school and meet one-on-one with an instructor once a week, and anything in between. Remember, at Eaton, it's all about what you want. Here's a good example of that. Recently, Eaton started the LEAP program for postgraduate young people. Why? Because there's a huge need. Eaton's LEAP students actually go into real work environments and learn the skills they need to succeed after school.
We started LEAP because there was really a hole in the market for kids who were graduating and they did not have placements to go to. Some of them were not college bound, and then some of them never had work experience. So I figured I'd started a program to fill that void. So I actually go with the kids on the work sites and they learn real work skills. And we also teach independent living skills such as cooking, we're doing laundry, and personal finance and general computer skills.
Tyra Pickens is a high school teacher at Eaton. She also has a son with Asperger's who had a very rough time in public high school. Then Tyra found Eaton.
When you find a piece of gold, oftentimes people want to keep that to themselves. But I say this piece of gold, Eaton Academy, the gold that we have here, I want to share it with people. It's enough gold to go around, and I would like people to know, because I'm quite sure that a lot of parents have shared my struggle.
LEAP is growing fast. Eaton's reputation as an oasis in education is well established. Parents of Eaton students love the Eaton environment, the beautiful, serene 12-acre campus, the intimate classrooms, and that feeling that everyone at Eaton is here to help.
We're exceptionally happy with Eaton Academy and the way that the teachers, the administration, and just the curriculum, the entire environment is set up to really be customized for each kid. In our case, Nicholas, my 10-year-old son, has Asperger's, and he had a very difficult time at different schools He was sometimes bullied by other students, and in many cases he was not getting the academic challenge that he needed. And so we came to Eaton Academy 3 years ago, and it has been like a light switch has been turned on in him.
Andrea says Eaton teachers really understand her son because they are experts, and they have the time in the classroom to work with him. Those Eaton teachers, like Eaton parents, feel fortunate that they have found Eaton. This school is a teacher's dream. You don't get a teaching job here unless you are very good. You are in it for the right reasons.
Our staff is second to none. Eaton Academy has the best staff available to students who need customized learning. They come with a certain personality. They come because they love the children. They come because they're dedicated to our programs and our approach to learning. And in some cases, you need the most seasoned teachers who have 45 years of experience, and you also need youth. And we have a wide array of staff that do a phenomenal job day in and day out. And they are the reasons why the students are happy every day at Eaton Academy.
It's really the type of individual, the type of education professional that we're looking for is somebody who can be that flexible, who has experience, but really is almost more of what we call a natural teacher. It's just somebody that has that gift of being an educator, and that's what we're looking for when we're interviewing the staff members. And quite honestly, we're very happy with the folks that we've got here.
100% it's the people. They're passionate. The staff members, the owners, we truly love kids. We truly want to help the kids. And the parents are so appreciative because they've been so many other places and it just didn't work out. And not always, but sometimes we're the first stop. A lot of times we're not the first stop. They've tried maybe some more traditional places or some bigger places, and I can't tell you how many times I've heard, you've saved our marriage, you've saved our life, you've saved our kids' lives. So, you know, I'm not in this field for the money. It's all about the intrinsic rewards, and that's the kind of thing that gets us ticking. And then when the students come back and they're in college, and they come back or they email us, that's what it's all about.
I can't tell you what gratification you get, or satisfaction, or just plain joy to meet a student in maybe a not so good place, work with that student, work with that family, and then watch that student go down to pick up a diploma. It's just great. It's a positive place where learning can be done.
It's a fantastic place to be a teacher. You can use your creative talents in the areas that you have them in, and you can work with the students the way you need to without a lot of politics behind it. You can just do what needs to be done.
If there was a dream job for teachers, I think this would be it, because we do get to teach at our own pace, and we get to be, you know, our own, we get to come and live out our own potentials. Just like we have students who live out their potentials, we get to live out our potential as a teacher, as an educator. And so that makes my heart soar.
One of the things that teachers love at Eaton is that they are given the tools they need to do their jobs. For example, Eaton is very big on technology.
At Eaton, we make a strong commitment that it's an integrated process, not something that they're just doing because they're doing it. It fits into our curriculum. It allows us to customize where it's necessary, and the students respond appropriately to it because it is the way that they're used to seeing the world today.
Corey Barrow works with Eaton's PACE program. He says the support that teachers at Eaton get is simply the gold standard in education anywhere. Listen as he describes the teacher-to-student ratio in the PACE classrooms. It's pretty incredible.
PACE is a smaller class for kids with various learning disabilities, challenges, and we individualize the curriculum, so we have real small groups within that classroom. So like the PACE class, we have 8 kids, 2 teachers, 2 aides, just very individualized.
8 students, 2 teachers, 2 aides. You simply do not find that type of student-teacher ratio. Corey says another key to Eaton's success is flexibility.
Whatever we start with here, if it works, then we continue with that. If it doesn't work, then we regroup. We move things this way, move them that way, try a different teacher, try a different pod, try a different curriculum. There is no set, this is what we're doing for your child. And so we do whatever it takes to help that child succeed.
There are so many Eton success stories. When we were here in 2007, we felt the pain of a little boy who talked about what it was like before his parents found Eton.
It had bullies running everywhere, intolerant behavior, and it was just so bad. And when I came here, my sister came here too, and I just loved it here. It was a great sanctuary for me from my old school.
Today, Jeffrey is a successful college student with fond memories of Eton Academy.
I have been asked from time to time, where'd you go to high school? And I said, Eton Academy, and they always say, oh, where's that? And I say, it's this little private school up in Roswell, and it's a 5-to-1 student-teacher ratio, and they're like, oh my God, that's possible? Yeah, and I said there's even 1-to-1 at one time or another, and they're like, oh, wow. They're so surprised, and so I recommend this place to anyone.
And finally, it is fitting to end this story with the words of another Eton parent. Her son Brighton has a brighter future because his mom, Tracy, found Eton.
Any walk that you must take in the support of your kids, you will not regret. In the long run, it will get them where you picture them to be. But I know Eton is definitely helping him. Eton is helping him.
And Eton will help so many more. Help them enjoy being kids. Help them grow. Help them learn in a way that is good for them. Eton Academy, education solutions for every mind, every age. I'm Rich Noonan. Thank you so much for your time.